100 in the shade, and it come up to 120 in the sun.
I had nothing left. My brain, I couldn't think.
This is Noah's Ark, and this is where to come if it ever happens again.
As long as I keep ahead of these guys, we should have no problem today to start sheeting this tomorrow. I gotta get this closed off because it's taking us way too long.
Oh, that's beautiful, guys. Perfect plane line.
People trying to fight each other, trying to survive. Nobody wants to give nobody a hand nowadays.
When Katrina hit, devastation happened everywhere in New Orleans. It was massive.
You know, over 1,000 people died because these levees failed.
I lost everything. The whole house had went in the river.
We set the first goal at 150 homes.
Right away, I offered, I'll come down and build the first house for nothing. We have exactly 9 weeks to build this house.
I thank God.
I don't know how you would have done the 2-bedroom, to be honest with you. As of today, 4 weeks we've been here. 2 weeks on the foundation, 2 weeks now on the framing. My whole goal is to be, at the end of this week, completely framed. Okay, so what you're trying to do is set which way you were set.
Exactly.
Right? Because we want to come from this point here.
Yep, correct.
I have a very tricky roof. Why do I have a tricky roof? The whole design about this house is obviously environmentally friendly, energy efficient. The angle of that roof comes on this angle for this side. Here is south approximately this way. The sun rises up, comes across. We have 20 solar panels going in that roof, and they want that roof perfectly on 30-degree angle to pick up all the solar as the sun comes across. On the back of the house, I have a high section on the second floor going up, tilts down to a low section this way, tilts down to the front this way, and a different angle to the front here, so not one corner meets the same height other than the front wall. But the trick is, because it's all cathedral in the back, cathedral in the front, is to lock all the walls within the roof line. Bang, bang!
This string line is very critical. What we've done is we've set our heights at either end of the house. So we've done both end walls so that we can get the roof pitch from one end to the other. That also gives us an indication of what every height of our next stud is going to be. So when someone touches it, it really gets under my skin. So I'm very adamant about people not touching my string line. A little bit anal that way.
Bang, bang.
How are you?
How y'all doing?
Miss Guy, hello. How are you? Miss Guy. It's good to see you again. I hear you're a homeowner or you're a property owner in here.
Yes.
All right, and where is that? Where's the property that you Okay.
Every person that lived there should have a right to come back. That's a huge challenge for the few people that are there and come every day and come to meetings and work hard to say we have to make this a place that will attract the people that lived here back or give them an opportunity to come back.
Since the storm, we've been back like about 4 times. This is the 5th time right here.
Okay.
Yeah, we was waiting on to get some help.
They got one-way tickets out of town. They're in St. Louis, they're in Jackson, Mississippi, Houston, Dallas, all around the country, and almost, I think, every state. In the lower ninth, they're just everywhere. And they want to move back.
So you must know, about us. Yeah. We're started by Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And we, are here to help, starting with Tennessee, but to help rebuild the lower Ninth Ward.
This was a place that, from all our intelligence, was the least likely to come back. These were people who suffered great injustice and great indignity, and they were really the last to get addressed.
Right now, Miss Guy we're working with, and we want to bring as many families back on this block to start, and really, to the extent that we can, bring as many families back for the anniversary, August 29th.
One of the things that is constantly used against them is that, well, look, nobody's moving back. The reason they're not moving back is because they're not getting help, and the reason they're not getting help is because they're not moving back. And that's what you just need to do it yourself. And so That's what's so wonderful about the Make It Right project, is it's a way to help people do it themselves.
So check out the home designs. If you're interested, I'd love to set up a meeting with you to come and meet one of our counselors and look at the home designs.
I think there's a great accountability to when you've misled people's trust to make that right.
You stand accused of violating the following ordinance and section of the Code of the City of New Orleans. Wow, so this is trash, debris on property, grass, weeds over 18 inches in height, potential rat harborage afforded. So I guess they're saying that your property needs to be maintained, the grass.
There was a lot of talk going around about everyone getting excited. There's going to be fines coming in from the government. If you didn't cut your grass, there's going to be so much fine per day. Well, this whole area is a jungle. And instead of actually helping the people by coming in and cutting the freaking grass, they actually started to fine them. This was 3 weeks ago, $500 per day for not cutting their grass.
I think technically they could take your property and call it blighted and adjudicated, and then nobody will be able to build a home there.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they will fine the homeowners for not cutting their grass in an area that was devastated by a hurricane, that the government themselves dispersed them amongst the city or amongst the country. At least Make It Right stepped up to the plate, hired people, and came in and cleaned the whole area. That's what I'm talking about. Do it right together. Don't screw people. I think they just want their land. I think that's what it is. I think they just want to take the land, and what a way to do it.
It's going to be amazing when they finish it. Yes, it's going to really be amazing when they finish it.
It's so hot out here. I'm dripping, and these guys working in the sun. I'm in and out of it. I'm in the trailer working on the plans, and I'm trying to deal with everything. But they're in it. It's like being in the desert.
So this is our top plate here. This is our 67-degree, very steep pitch.
How did you get this angle?
Just me and the internet.
Really?
Yeah.
You on the internet?
You have online calculators.
You have a friend on the internet? Online calculators?
Online calculators.
Man, I'm so old school. I'm going to set up the ridge beam. I'm going to draw strings and get that degree and angle. And I go, okay, measure that height. Boom, lock that ridge in. That's how I do it. You did the calculations?
My concern is this enough meat to tie to the ridge beam?
That's mine. That's what I see. Because what you're doing, it is, because if we collar tie it, we're relying on the collar tie.
Yes. Okay.
Right? If we don't collar tie it, then we have a cripple point here.
Okay.
And if the wind blows, it could just snap the side off, right? We'll come up, we'll cut this out perfectly for the ridge beam to sit in. That way we can tag into the ridge beam. We can do our angles off the other rafter. Way to go. I'm old-fashioned. You're new school. I like that. We'll meet in the middle. That's it. Finally, we're getting ready to do the roof. For the top plate on the walls, we're using LVLs. That's a laminated veneer lumber. Not vertical like in roof rafters, but horizontal. And we'll have one LVL going up this side here and one LVL heading into the very first wall. What that does is, like I said, putting an egg on its end, since it's on its horizontal, the wall cannot bow on a high wind. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole reason. This pitch roof, we're going to be 4 feet. The ridge beam itself will be 4 feet away from that outside wall, which is the north side of the house, 9 foot 6 inches off the top plate. So it's way up there. That's a huge rafter that comes right down to here. And what that does is wants to also push on the wall. We're going to do small collar ties at the top where they meet, as well as lock everything with the walls.
We hammer those in as I go, guys?
All we're gonna get done today is the ridge beam in place with hopefully 4 rafters holding it. I'll have tall 2x4s off the floor, pinning it in my position, holding it, so we can get ready for all the rafters. Johnny!
Hey, how you doing, man?
How you doing? Aren't you hot wearing this freaking thing?
Yeah, but I got a commission meeting this afternoon, so I gotta kind of...
It's a trademark, I like it.
It's a trademark.
Yeah.
Well...
It's like that one.
There you go.
Same thing.
Make it right.
Yeah, same thing. This is the mighty Mississippi.
This is the mighty Mississippi.
So this is canal leading right into the Mississippi.
Industrial canal leading right into the Mississippi.
And the industrial canal is where the levee broke.
That's where the levee broke on the industrial canal.
Okay.
Right. Just a month ago, the water level was up another 15 feet. That's because of the big snow melt. They had a lot of snow up in Toronto this year, right?
Right.
All that water comes right down here. This is the watershed for 2/3 of the country, the Mississippi River.
So our melting snow
comes right down this river here.
comes down the Mississippi.
This has the force of about 4 times Niagara Falls coming down here.
Wow. Look at that.
These are ship's captains' houses, and you can see the wonderful history here. These are over 100-year-old houses. But what I want you to notice here is that the top of the house and the bottom of the house look like they're framed. You can see the wood slats up there and the wood columns. But look closely at the first floor. It's not wood.
It's brick.
It's brick. And look at the columns. The columns are terracotta. And the reason is that every spring it would flood. And what they did on the first floor, they just hosed it out, right? So it wouldn't rot the wood when it flooded. Right now, we're in the 9th Ward.
Okay.
You can see here what the lower 9th Ward used to look like. Houses every 30 feet. There was an immense density there. There were 18,000 people that lived there. The water levels here were high, like 6, 7 feet.
Here?
Right here, yes. But it didn't blow the houses down like the surge did because this just flooded. The water came up. It didn't surge. And actually, on the lower 9th Ward, there was such a surge there that it got up to 14 feet.
I'm noticing on a lot of these houses that there's the X's. What are the X's?
The crosses that you see here were on every house in the whole city. And there were quite a few in the lower 9th Ward that had numbers on the bottom. Where you see the 0 here, that's the number of dead that were in the house. The DEA, it's Drug Enforcement Agency. Now, that didn't mean the Drug Enforcement Agency saw every house. I just saw one that was the 8th. It was like the 8th Infantry. Or Florida or Texas. They had a lot of TXs. They had CALs for California National Guard.
So they were bringing in everyone they could.
They brought everyone they could, and they did a terrific job.
Wow. I can't imagine a wall of water hitting an area like this and taking the houses out. I can't imagine that.
Right now, there's about 1,200 people in an area that right before the storm had 18,000.
We're just putting in some vertical 2x4s to hold the main ridge beam in place till we start getting our rafters in. Sort of old school the way to do this. I need 9'5" to the top side of the cleat, okay?
Okay.
Originally, the roof was hard all on its own. But because we've expanded 2-story instead of 1-story, which was the original design, but Gloria needs 4 bedrooms. This has made it a lot harder for engineering purposes, for shear walls, remember, we're going for 200 miles per hour wind. That's what we're building this house for. Let's make sure our crown's up, please. We're gonna sit it on top of our cripples, okay?
1, 2, 3.
We don't want anything moving. That wind cannot push any of the walls in because as soon as things start to move, it picks it up and blows the house apart. Just get a temporary screw in the beam so you don't have to worry so much. It's taken me 2 days to actually get the walls up secured enough to get the ridge beam up, to lock it in, that I won't push my walls out, that I can actually hold it in place. And I'm trying like hell to get that ridge beam by the end of the day today.
First,
sprayer cuts. Oh, we are good.
Just checking the angle of the rafter here. So you can rotate it to whatever it is, and it's got a weight in it, and it'll tell you that, that we're right on at 67 degrees.
up goes our ridge beam, which means our roof, which means closing everything in. It's the most important thing in our framing right here. We keep dry after this, hopefully. That means if it rains, everyone keeps working.
Candace.
Yes, Mike. How
I
are you
see
today?
you have new boots.
I know. I'm so proud, but now I gotta get them dirty so it looks like I'm doing something.
Is that going to be okay?
Why? To get them dirty?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get them dirty.
Okay, because they are new. Well, you're looking good. You look like you're ready to work. You ready to work?
I do.
Okay, let me introduce you to Damon over here. He's going to be the guy that tells you what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
All right. Now I can swap pushing all the butt.
Well, you know what? You're a contractor now. You can roll if you want. Damon, this is Candace.
Candace.
Hey.
How are you?
This is our new helper today.
A new helper.
Yeah.
You think a bit of a girly girl.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Kind of.
Yeah?
I can get my hands dirty though.
You're not afraid to get dirty?
No, I'm ready to get my boots dirty.
Because you're about to.
Okay.
Yeah? You afraid to break
Good.
nails or anything?
No.
That's good. I saw her coming from a mile away. I don't think she's interested in construction one tiny iota. Do you have tools or anything?
I think I have a tool belt in the trailer.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna
might
borrow.
need that on this side. So let's get you
Okay.
with that. Get you back over there. Get your safety glasses. Get your tool belt
Okay.
and come back over, okay?
All right, cool.
All right. I mean, when I saw her walk over without her tool belts, you know, just her basic equipment, you know, it's sort of irritating. You know, I just want her to come in and be like, I'm interested in construction.
14 and a quarter, 14 and 3/8, 17 and a half.
14 and a quarter. So that's an 1/8, that's a quarter. I'm going to reserve my judgment for maybe an hour, but I think that's all it's going to take.
So tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm heading home tomorrow. I have to go home because there's a party on the weekend I got to get ready for, clean up the property, and having a bunch of my brother's friends coming over. My brother passed away actually today, 3 months ago to the day. And today is actually would have been his 24th birthday. You don't ever expect them to pass away. You don't get a chance to say goodbye or prepare for it. It really shows you that you kind of need to live life for the moment and for the day. Take it day by day, because tomorrow you could be gone, I could be gone, anybody could be gone. I don't really want to go back. I'd rather be here. We're a little bit behind, and to lose another guy with, especially with my skills, not that I'm trying to talk myself up or anything, but I do have some skills, and that's why I am here, is to utilize those skills as a carpenter. And we're about to start the roof. It's the most complicated part of the framing aspect, I would say.
We can just pull it right off of here. We leave it right where it is, okay? He's useful to me on a framing project for sure. He's very useful. He has taken care of all the lumber counts for me. He knows what we have. He knows what we need to use. You know, I could put him on something and he's got it. He's a framer. He's a you know, a licensed carpenter.
I'm a little surprised at my reaction. It also is the timing too. I'd really like to get on this roof and just attack it.
He's gone for a few days. I think, you know, we'll be okay without him. Am I going to miss him? For sure, because we're down another person again. You know, like, we keep losing people left, right, and center. So am I going to miss him? For sure. Am I going to miss him personally? No.
In ways I still, not nightmares, but I still think about things. You know, could have been different. We could have been better, more prepared for it, but we wasn't.
We're a small crew all of a sudden. We're losing Pete Lundy for a little while. We also have Sherry leaving as of next weekend. She's got some business to deal with back home. That leaves me with a very small crew.
The reason I called you here is we're gonna have a little tailgate meeting. I'll pull the tailgate down. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everybody kicking ass here, and Louie and Brian, all you guys stepping up to the plate. I got a little present for everyone. So in this box, these are the new belts that I've designed. And each one of you get to have the bomb. The stiletto.
Look at Brian. Really?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
There you go. Done deal.
I like that.
It's yours. For real. Take the belt, take it home with your hammer.
You guys go ahead.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. You're welcome, Brian.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. My pleasure.
I'm sick and tired of my pouch ripping open. Look at this thing. It's falling apart. I can't put anything else in it. Perfect timing.
Yeah, for pulling nails.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you can't reach and you're trying to set a nail, you stick it on there, there's a little magnet, and you can set your nail
wham,
way out on your piece of wood, and then you can hammer it, because your arm wouldn't reach as far as your hammer, right?
I want Mike to sign and put it on the wall.
We're contractors. Give us tools, they're like, yeah, baby.
I know.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a measurement, I'm gonna write up your side of that one, okay? So we're gonna laminate to this side. You can have all the calculations in the world. We have to look at what do we have. What I need to know is exactly what this edge is from this point to that ridge beam. That is an exact measurement. we can calculate and give us an approximate, nice and tight.
21 feet, 11 and 3/8.
Go ahead. And now, you know what? That 5 degrees perfect here, guys. Carlito? 5 degrees perfect.
I'm a first-hand carpenter. Not a master, but I am a carpenter. That is my title, supervisor/supervisor. I like the title. When Katrina hit, I went straight up to Batesville, Mississippi. Took me 17 hours to get back home. Never in my life. Just the first time I ever seen something like that. It make a person want to really cry. A lot of things down, like telephone poles, streets tore up, where the water done swept through the streets and tore the grounds up. Helicopters, you know, people you just kept the radio near you. You know, you listen to the news. But people that's snipers, that's trying to get me to come out of the city. Didn't want me to come in here to do the work. That's basically what they did. They tried to stop us. It's bullets that's winging by you, and you just dug down and follow the escort that's with you. You've been escorted, which was the Army National Guards. It's a scary feeling. It is a scary feeling. I think maybe 3 times we was being sniped, you know, somebody shooting at us. 3 times they shot at us. Just bring back memories. Try to forget it. See people dying, bodies floating around. I'm sorry. People trying to fight each other, trying to survive. Nobody wanted to give nobody a hand out here. I made it. We all made it. We stepped up, me and my crew, took the bull by the balls and went at it. And that's been 2.5 years later, and it still hurts a lot of us. Family got lost, family dies. You know, it was a tragedy. But everybody pulled together, and we're gonna build the city back up. Give everybody a hand.
That one over there, we're gonna need Tarzan to swing with that one. It's so high.
Candace!
Hello.
How was your first day?
Tiring.
Tiring?
Yes.
You know they go from early in the morning to late at night, eh?
I know. I'm already tired. And I was like, I'm already slowing down, so I know I'm slowing y'all down. I was like...
No, you're not slowing us down. You're working with us.
Good.
So I have one more female that I want to bring on the site, and we're going to interview her, and then I'll get back to you. Is that okay?
No problem.
Pleasure to meet you.
Anyways, well, if it doesn't work out, y'all have already done a great job.
Well, thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Have your attitude. Thank you, dear.
Bye.
Keep smiling. We have Katie back today. She finally came back. Her dad's okay. That's good. She's smiling. I'm very happy about that. We are trying to finish off this roof. I'm about 2 days behind on structure, which is kind of a letdown. It honestly is, but we have to do what we have to do. And I've got them working on all the hip rafters now. We're gonna have this one that's just been put in. We'll have the other one come down. It's such a steep angle compared to that, because remember, normally you have a ridge that's right down the center of the house, and then the rafters come off of that. Well, we've got a total ridge that's out like this, which gives long rafters to the south and very, very steep rafters to the north. This is the ones that we have up on this side. We're working on the tie-down rods, which you can see through the wall right here, right down to the bottom of the beam to the very top plate. We can see all our hurricane ties on the top of the rafters, which latch onto the wall. So So everything latches onto each other, including gluing and nailing all the sheeting. This will be able to withstand 200-mile-an-hour winds without an issue. This is Noah's Ark, and this is where to come if it ever happens again. We'll bring a couple of cows and pigs.
It's been about 2.5 weeks. I went home when we were putting the floor in. So to come back and the roof's being installed, it's amazing. Kind of pulled up and went, oh my gosh. They've been going nonstop, so I do feel guilty in that sense that I'm coming back after having 2 weeks completely off. They've been going hard for the 2 weeks that I've been gone.
Hot day. I had a good start, actually. I started off with the Army Corps. We were down at the Levee. Now I've been corrected. I keep saying the Levee. The Levee to me is what holds the water back, right? Well, that's true, but the Levee is actually the earth, and the storm wall is the big wall, the eye wall, which fell down, and the T-wall, which is new. This area did not have a wall before. We just relied on the earth, correct?
Yes.
And where we're working, there was an eye wall.
Yeah, the wall in the lower 9th Ward, I believe, was built in the late 70s, early 80s.
Okay, and the eye wall, the difference between the eye wall and the T-wall?
Well, the eye wall, the foundation is the steel sheeting driven into the ground. An eye wall is steel sheet pile, which is, a 1/2 inch to an inch, 3/4 of an inch steel sheeting driven into the ground, and then with a concrete cap on it to form the rest of the wall. On the T-wall, the foundation, what supports the wall, is these H-piles that are being driven into the ground.
This way?
Yes. This beam's about 120, 130 foot long.
So there'll be 2 rows on the outside?
Yes.
6 feet apart?
Correct.
On the inside, 1 row, 6 feet apart?
Yes. And when the wall loads, it's going to try and push to what we call the protected side of the wall. And the 2 rows on that side is what you call uses to resist that pushing moment.
This is one hell of a job. I build houses. This is what a procedure. Oh my God, here I am, all my people, building a massive, incredible structure that just is dwarfed by what they're doing out there. Each section is approximately how long here?
About 30 foot long.
And how deep is the concrete under our feet?
5 foot thick, 20 foot wide. The wall piece is about 2.5 foot thick.
2.5 foot thick. This is a pretty good build. That is 100% true. I'm impressed. Now, we know that it wasn't the storm that killed all the people in the lower 9th. It's actually a storm surge. As a hurricane's winds circle around, they actually pick up seawater and push it right in front of the storm. Sea levels rise, creating a wall of water. In Katrina's case, an estimated wall of water 15 feet high pushed the levee over that flooded the area. That's a storm surge. Now, the storm walls help keep the surge out, but we still have to deal with the flooding. These pipes are about 6 feet in diameter, and each station can pump water out at 70,000 gallons per second. Look at the size of that door.
Yeah, that gate's about 30,000 pounds. It's got 3 hinges.
So this gate, I take it, just closes like a door?
Yep.
So when there's a storm warning, these giant doors close tight to prevent storm surges from entering the industrial canal. I can't wait to really tell the guys about it. I wish they were here with me, all the guys that are building a house back there. Maybe you can come visit our site.
Maybe so.
Not so much like this one. This is extreme. We're building, I thought was one of the best houses. You're building the best wall I've ever seen.
We had the thermometer here, and it's 100 in the shade, and it come up to 120 in the sun, and the guys are up on the roof working. No breeze, and it is hot.
And when you're working hard and you're constantly sweating, we're all feeling the side effects of Mother Nature and just working hard. So yeah, there's a little bit of rashes here and there.
So far, I think everyone's doing well. Pinky did quit 2 weeks in. She couldn't handle it. And today, my son had a bit of a meltdown. And I don't want to say a meltdown. He's hot, he's tired, he's confused. This heat will really put a beating on your body, and you don't really see it coming.
Okay, come back. he basically broke down and said he can't do this anymore, and he didn't know what to do about it. And MJ and I have a very big age difference. We're about 18 years apart, but he's one of my closest friends here. I've known him since he was about 15, and it's like a brother role now. So I could feel it coming, and when I sat down with him, I could see him welling up, and I got up and I pulled him onto my shoulder, and he broke down and sobbed in my shoulder, and that was very, very hard for me.
I had nothing left. My brain, I couldn't think. I had no energy, and Damon just sent me back to the hotel, told me to take a day or two off.
It's partly my fault.
I was physically and mentally exhausted. I was miserable, to be honest, just because I was so tired that, you know, someone would say something small to me and I'd snap at it, and it wouldn't even be something offensive or anything. That's how tired I was. And I just wake up every morning, you know, kind of dead.
For someone like MJ who's not used to it, it's very hard for them, and it really hurts me that I'm the one pushing them all the time. I'm the one that's making him do it. I don't want to be that guy. I have to be that guy for his father, for the company, to get this done, for Make It Right, for New Orleans, for everything. So when I have to push an 18-year-old kid to do something he doesn't want to do, and he breaks down in my arms, it's very hard. Try and be as gentle as I can. I don't think I was understanding of MJ enough. He was burning out, and I should have seen it. So it all opens my eyes to be aware of these guys.
What we're doing today is we're making sure that we finish off with all the rafters all the way around. We've built the outside wall to actually pick up the rafters from the ridge beam that come out and carry over the wall. Remember, there's no overhang on the roof at all. It actually just laps around the house as it goes around. Not only do we have hurricane ties that lap over the wall to hold the top plate down in all sections that were required, we also have hurricane ties that lap down the wall on the outside, come up over the rafter and hold the rafter. And what that does is locks the rafter right down onto the top plate. This is really all about coordinating. We have the plumbers downstairs doing, obviously, from underneath the house into the first floor. The electricians doing the same thing. They're following each other, working their way up. That's why I have to have the walls up today, working their way up to the second floor that we're now going to be sheeting the roof. Monday, spray foam is coming in. There's nothing stopping that from happening, so I'll coordinate everyone in here until that day. We may have to work Saturday, and I'm hoping to hell we don't have to work Sunday. But if we do what I think we can do, they've got the weekend off, and that's a really plus sign.
I missed my house and I missed my boys. They were telling me they were sweating really bad up here and putting up the second floor without me, so it's really good to be back.
Thanks for coming in and giving us a hand here.
Yes, sir.
I love professionals. Look at this, is like commercial. You're hanging it properly. I like to see that.
Yes, sir.
Is this standard in residential?
We do it, yes.
Oh, that's the way to do it. I'm looking at everything. Perfect runs. So we're not using copper on the site.
No, sir.
We're using PEX.
All PEX.
That's the way to do it. We
All
want to be
plastic
environmental.
too.
That's the way to do it. Besides, I hear if you leave copper around here, it gets stolen.
Exactly.
Everyone's taking it,
Yes,
eh?
sir.
That's because it's worth money. Okay.
How you doing?
All right.
There are some families that do think basically we're giving away houses. But our program is actually a hand up, not a handout. And so what that really means is that What we have to articulate in a way that the families that we're trying to serve will understand is that most everyone got some form of disaster recovery funds, and the intention for that money was for them to rebuild their home. We conduct this needs assessment for every family that goes through the program, and so Carrie's going to be asking you a few questions today.
Throughout this process, Make It Right wants to ensure that you have long-term retention in your house, that you're able to not only move into your house, but stay there.
Let me give you an example of a family that received $100,000 to rebuild their home. In that example, Make It Right would require that family to contribute 85% of what they received to rebuild the home, or $85,000.
We recognize that there are about 7 sessions that we'd like for you to attend, and these sessions are typically about an hour and a half, and we will guide you through each of them.
There are many families who have had to use their disaster recovery funds that were intended to rebuild their home since the disaster for basic survival needs, food, clothing, and shelter. For those families, we either have a financial vehicle or we have a solution to cover what the homeowner requirement is and the amount of money they have left. The typical homeowner may or may not have been through the tragedies that our families have been through. And so we want to take into consideration the challenges and the devastation that they've experienced. So, Ms. Guy, this puts you one step closer to moving into that new house.
Okay, I'm glad.
All right.
Thank God for you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. I wish you the very best.
It rains a lot here. I mean, it rains at about 2 o'clock almost every afternoon. I think we've had really good luck in the last 2 weeks with rain. We didn't get any. So today we got a pouring at about 9 o'clock this morning. So we got here about 7, worked for 2 hours and had to stop for a couple hours. So I went and got vignettes and I got coffee. We enjoyed ourselves a little bit. And then we came back when it was just drizzling. So, and we had a power outage as well. So just as we were asking for a generator, the power came back on. So careful what you wish for.
If water come again, I ain't got far to go. All I do is jump on that porch, and I'm safe.
Okay guys, same thing as usual. We're gonna be doing plywood today, so we're gonna start with all the clips. Sherry, you're gonna keep doing on the blocking, okay? Might as well finish it off. Adam, you're gonna do the rods. All the hardware's gotta get done first. Watch out for a lot of people on the ground today. HVAC, electrical, plumbing. I think it's all here today.
I lived here 40 years. This is my home, and I want to come back. And with the help from different churches, I got my house. In the walls is some of the name of the people that worked on this house. Just like a news reporter from New York. He said, "What about that levee?" I said, "It doesn't bother me." I say, if something would happen, I deal with it then. But to worry about that levee, no, take one day at a time, think positive, and that's it. It doesn't bother me. I say, this is home sweet home. So I look forward to the future, that I'm gonna get some neighbors back, which I'm getting them. All you gotta do is wait. Getting the neighbors back. So that's the best part. Might not be my same old neighbors, but neighbors. Mm-hmm.
running all the anchors and the hurricane ties on all the house. Get this. From the bottom of the house to the top, in anchors and ties and everything else, we've used over 6,000 nails. Just in ties, hangers, hurricane wraps, over 6,000 nails. We're also setting up ahead of time for the solar panels. Since we want to spray foam on Monday, we want to make sure they run their electrical chase down through the outside wall. That carries from the mechanical room downstairs through the mechanical room upstairs. Mechanical room downstairs, laundry room, also mechanical. Upstairs, back up to the roof. So when I spray, nothing's in my way, and I've sealed it tight, and I don't have to worry about the metal in itself. Love this.
When I had the meltdown, I mean, Damon, he gave me a lot of support, and you know, he just said, you know, whatever you need, I'll do for you, because, you know, I want to see you back on your feet. I want to see you good. I've met a lot of positive people down here that, you know, they don't really look back at the hurricane. They kind of think of it as, you know, that happened. Now we got to improve our society, improve the neighborhood. And I mean, I think that also helped me get back from my meltdown, was, you know, thinking about that, you know, that I need to be here. I need to do this. I need to help make a difference.
We are finally closing it in, and I'm feeling good about it. The idea was to get the rafters up. You can see all the hurricane ties in place in here. If you notice, we're gluing every single sheet. And by doing all these little extras, yes, it's a pain in the rear end, but it's going to hold everything tight. The more we add glue, why not use it? Soon, we're going to be closed in, and if it rains, we're going to be okay working inside the house. And that's the trick. Get on this, close it up, make it watertight, and keep going. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. Perfect plane line. Plane line.
I have no idea what they're talking about. They're kind of crazy. It's funny, they leave me to do things, and the joke's on them because I actually have no idea what I'm doing ever.
Well, we went out deep sea fishing, and we caught a bunch of redfish and red snapper, and we got the pot going here, and we're gonna have a nice fish fry.
In a moment, I'm gonna call the guys over. We got all the photos on the table of all us fishing. We had a blast on Sunday. We've been working so hard. I mean, look at the fish we caught here. Look at the fish. We got pictures of us all together. Here's actually me catching one right off the side of the boat. There's Damon. He got a big, he caught one of the bigger fish. This is not a red fish. We actually had to throw this back because they said it was not a good eater. Personally, I caught 33 fish. I threw back 27 fish because we could only keep so many, and I kept saying, throw them back, I want a bigger one. So at the end of it, here's what we ended up with. These are all the red snappers here. Here's all the red snappers on the top. We see long reds that we caught. We've had a blast doing it, but imagine between us all that we caught in the area of, my guess, 200 fish. Katie, want to tell everyone it's fish party? Let's go. ASAP. Thank you. The trip out there, we went miles up. We went to the oil platforms and lassoed them and fished off them, and it was like this and rocking, and but I think we just had mindset, you know, drink, pop, be happy.
Fishing was a little dizzy, for me at least. Waves are pretty big. I thought I'd be pretty good out there, but fishing isn't for me.
This is unbelievable, Damon.
What is it?
We're unbelievable.
My trick.
You're gonna want it.
I caught all these fish. These guys are imposters. I wasn't even there.
I thought you were sick and sleeping.
No, I was suntanning.
You were so sick. I heard you were all drugged up. And you were green and
Rumors. Liar. Oh my. All of a sudden, after all the grass growing 14 feet high and rats covering the area, and they're still living here, we come in. And when we come in, it starts a tidal wave down the street of people and work and things happening and grass being cut and houses starting to sprout like seeds in the ground, like trees growing. 100 pounds of fish.
Oh, thank you.
This is really good. You want to try a piece? It's the beginning. And the beginning all of a sudden wakes up people. It wakes up the neighbors. There's things happening. The tour buses are coming around like crazy. The media, the government. Okay, to everyone, cheers, man. Cheers. Plant the seed, the trees grow. That's what we're here for. Here's the reality. We will be done on time, and Gloria's gonna be coming home.
We could lose another area in the next 50 years of somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 700 square miles.
It's just a big ball of emotions, you know? You had to be here, you had to see it, you had to smell it, you had to feel it, you had to know it.
I'll be so glad when I get back in here.
Oh, Lord, I can't wait. I just can't wait.